Hi everyone, and welcome to the September-October edition of Profile Moraine. I'm Dave Miller.
And I'm Kendra Bryant. We have a full slate of interesting businesses on today's show.
You are so right. Where are you off to first?
I am heading over to the Upper Deck and check out all the good food and drinks that they have.
And we got a historical segment about that restaurant that it's really going to surprise you viewers. Well, while you're there, I'm going to head over to Bob Evans Restaurant, where we will not only interview the manager and find out what's new at Bob Evans, but also that was the site of a recent Moraine Police Division event called Coffee with a Cop, and we'll learn more about it also.
All that and more on today's segment of Profile Moraine. Let's go visit Tammy Buckner at the Upper Deck and check out all the good food and drinks that she has at the restaurant.
The Upper Deck started in 1994. I've been here since '93. It was, as far as back as I know, it was Silas's, and then it was the Lighthouse, and then it was John Bull's, and then it was the Upper Deck. The Upper Deck has lunch specials and dinner specials every day. 4 to 5, 6 sometimes. We have a large regular menu as well. We have spirits, and we also have soda and iced tea and coffee, and our food is delicious. The Upper Deck has karaoke on Friday and Saturday nights. We also have free pool on Sundays all day, and it is happy hour on Sundays all day as well, and we have happy hour from 2 to 7 every other day besides Sunday. In the past, we have raised thousands and thousands of dollars for charities. Multiple sclerosis, we were in the Ugly Bartender contest until they stopped doing that. We have had poker runs that's raised thousands of dollars for Care House, Make-A-Wish Foundation. Last year we did a poker run benefit for a customer or friend that has breast cancer, and she is doing very well. In 5 years, I would love to see this place just grow and flourish and still be serving great food and being an icon in the community. The hours at the Upper Deck Tavern are Monday. The Upper Deck is open Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to midnight, and Friday and Saturday nights we're open till 2:30, and on Sundays we're open 1 to midnight. If you would like to call for a to-go order or get a hold of us at the Upper Deck Tavern, our number is 937-298-3929. Our address is 2651 Blanchard Avenue. And you can also check us out on Facebook at Upper Deck.
And here's a little extra about Upper Deck Tavern that you didn't know. Did you know that former flashy Chicago gangster George Bugs Moran has a Moraine connection due to his 1946 robbery and kidnapping crime? That connection is Upper Deck Tavern. Moran is forever linked to Chicago's infamous St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Mob boss Al Capone was the leader of Chicago's South Side Gang. Bugs Moran was the leader of the North Side Gang. On February 14th of 1929, Capone's gang machine gunned Moran's top 7 gangsters in a North Side garage. Bugs Moran was late arriving, or he too would have been killed. After the massacre, Capone took control of all the organized crime and bootlegging in Chicago. Well, let's fast forward to 1946 in Dayton, Ohio. Bugs Moran was not the big crime boss he once was in Chicago. He needed money, he needed a new city to flex his muscle, and Dayton, Ohio was that promising, blooming industrial city. Along with Moran's partner, Virgil Summers, and another killer, a Dayton bootlegger named Al Fouts, the trio of killers had been casing a branch of Winter's Bank on West 3rd Street and Broadway, watching the routine of a local tavern keeper. On June 28th of 1946, when John Kirby Jr., a bar manager at Silas Tavern in Moraine City, left Winter's Bank, he was followed. Kirby had withdrawn $10,000 in $10 bills from Winter's Bank which he would use to cash paychecks for workers from the nearby Moraine Frigidaire plant. Silas Tavern is the former name of today's Upper Deck Tavern. So as Kirby drove south, he was forced off the road, forced to the floorboards of his car at gunpoint, and was driven to a wooded area off of Vance Road. He was led into the woods, bound hand and foot, and robbed of the $10,000. Eventually, he did get free and walked out of the woods and obtained help. Dayton Police Department detectives and FBI arrested Fouts, Summers, and Moran within a week of the robbery kidnapping. Daytonians were fascinated to have a big-time gangster on trial in their hometown. In the end, all three crooks received sentences of 20 years in jail. But today, few people realize that one of the nation's top gangsters who battled Al Capone during Chicago's bloody bootlegging era pulled his final crime by robbing a Moraine, Ohio tavern manager. The Moraine Police Division recently hosted a community outreach program called Coffee with a Cop. It was the opportunity for the public to meet safety service officers and talk in a very informal setting. Let's take a look.
The purpose of Coffee with a Cop is to bring the first responders, such as the police officers and the firefighters, together with the community in a neutral environment, such as Bob Evans here. That way we can kind of break down some of the barriers that we usually have when we interact with people, because every time the citizens see us, it's a crisis event. So, we're not the same people at those events as we are here. So we just really want to let people be able to ask questions without any type of agenda and just let them feel like it's an open forum. Moraine has never done this program. I know in Montgomery County there's a number of cities that do it, such as Dayton does it, and then across Ohio there's a number of places as well. I believe at least 30 states have done it, and then even Canada and other countries have engaged in it. But we do other things such as National Night Out, and we do self-defense for the juveniles and the youth as well as females, and we do Shop with the Hero and other events. So this is our first time doing this, but we do try to do other events as well. I would like to do this as a biannual event, so 2 times a year. And we don't have a date that's solid yet, but what we'll do is we'll keep everybody updated on Facebook and other social media areas. And what we'll do is we'll try to rotate when we actually do it, so it's not always the same time and the same day of the week. That way we can get other people here and try to work it into their schedule. First of all, I'd like to thank all the citizens that have came out here, because without them this wouldn't be possible. So I appreciate everybody coming out. And also all the city employees, including the fire department, the admin, and the police officers who came out, because without them we wouldn't be able to have this two-way conversation. And finally, I'd like to thank Bob Evans, because they've been nothing but supportive throughout this entire process. They provided a bunch of drinks, a bunch of pastries, and every time I came in here and requested something, it was always just yes. They never had an issue with anything that we're doing. So I just appreciate all the staff here and Bob Evans for letting us use the establishment.
We're here today to visit one of our favorite restaurants in Moraine, Bob Evans Restaurant. Let's go meet the manager and find out what's on their menu that's great to eat.
Bob Evans Restaurants originated in Rio Grande, Ohio. Started just as a sausage stand, a little 4-bar stool stand, and just became popular from there up to, if I'm not mistaken, 526 restaurants now, up through the Midwest, mainly East Coast though. Just growing from there. Bob Evans is probably best going to be known for biscuits and gravy. Is that and the sausage. All of the sausage is pork, fresh sausage. The menu is breakfast all day, and then we also have our lunch and dinner menu that we've been trying to grow and help build the business and branch out a little bit more as far as just being known for a breakfast restaurant. So Bob Evans does, and we do try and get involved in the community. We also do fundraising events. We call them community fundraising events, or CFRs, and what we do is we partner with an organization, set it up for a set day, and then part of the proceeds will go to that organization. The most recent one we did, other than partnering with the Moraine Police Department for the Coffee with Cops, which we have going on today, is the March of Dimes event that unfortunately got rained out for. But it was my first time doing it, and I was still really excited about being a part of it, and I look forward to doing that again next year. In the Coffee with Cops, Officer Justin got in touch with me and brought the idea to me about doing Coffee with Cops, and I was excited to do it. I'm always willing and excited to help with anything that pertains to the community, especially if it involves the restaurant Bob Evans. And I'd say the turnout for it was a lot more than I anticipated, and I'm glad that he brought a lot of officers with him today. So the location for this Bob Evans is 1901 West Dorothy Lane in Moraine, Ohio. The phone number is 937-395-0962. Our operation hours are 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day of the week.
And now it's time for our news magazine portion of the show with news updates from all around Moraine.
On last month's Profile Moraine, we announced that the City of Moraine was looking at the land on Vance Road north of Frank Nicholas School to build a new housing subdivision. There's been a change of plans. The former Darrock property on Pinnacle Road will now be developed first. This is the land across from Pinnacle Point Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. Tentatively, a plan for over 100 lots is being discussed. More info on a future show. The East River Road boat dock received a facelift thanks to the Miami Conservancy District. The entrance road and parking lot were repaved and painted, and the new road entrance and bike path signage were installed. And for you boaters, jet skiers, and kayakers, a new dock was installed. A contest was held to rename the recreational area, and the winner was East River Landing. Take advantage of all the outdoor-related opportunities it offers.
And continuing with river-related news, congratulations to the Dayton Rowing Club on East River Road in Moraine. Their youth rowers recently won several medals at the 2017 USA Rowing Youth Nationals and also at the Midwest Championships in Sarasota, Florida. MedVet Medical and Cancer Center for Pets recently had its ribbon-cutting ceremony for its new state-of-the-art facility on Springboro West in Moraine. The old facility is now being demolished to add a large parking lot.
Snyder Brick and Block on West Dorothy Lane held an open house on July 27th. The event showcased many vendors and promoted the services and products that Snyder Brick and Block offers. There's still time to build a homemade four-wheel vehicle and enter the 4th annual Gravity Games on September 9th at 10 o'clock at Wax Park. Vehicles race down Main Street Hill. If you don't want to race, bring a camping chair, stop by, and view the hilarious action. Don't forget, October 27th and 28th is Zombie Fest weekend in Moraine. There are a dozen different events, including the Slash Moraine Haunted House, Trunk or Treat, and lots more. Beggars Night and the Moraine Community Halloween Party will be held Tuesday, October 31st.
Join us on Saturday, October the 7th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. here at C.F. Holiday Elementary School for the Moraine Fire Division Neighborhood Safety Fest. Admission is free, fun for the whole family. Free hot dogs, popcorn, kids bounce house, the fire safe house, car seat checks, care flight landing, games, fire trucks, and much more. Also, we'll have our annual free document shredding for Moraine residents only. No businesses are allowed to provide their paper, and that'll be from 10 a.m. to 12 noon only for those 2 hours. The Safety Fest once again, October the 7th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. here at C.F. Holiday. Our Moraine historical marker of the month is Miami and Erie Canal. Construction began in 1835 and was completed in 1845. Beginning in Toledo and ending in Cincinnati, it created a water route from Lake Erie all the way down to the Ohio River. Boats up to 80 feet long were towed by donkeys, horses, or oxen. The dirt towpath and the canal ran along where Dryden Road is today in Moraine. Canal Lock 22 was right here, located at the corner of Dryden Road and East River Road, where the Moraine historical marker is located. This wraps up our September-October edition of Profile Moraine.
Join us next time for more interesting businesses and happenings around the city.
And I hope to see you either as a spectator or maybe as a participant in the September 13th Gravity Games over on the Main Street Hill.
And I hope you have a frightening good time at the many Moraine Parks and Recreation Halloween events.
Have a good one. We'll see you next time.